sorry guys, there was a kind of like a glitch and the camera stopped. Be it as it may. So we don't have major buildings in this area because the area has been reused, destroyed, and rebuilt. By the 9th century AD, pretty much the area was abandoned, especially in the Middle Ages. Is when we're talking about like 11th century, 12th century. This part of Jerusalem will be left out. One of the major things that we found here are these ostraca, which are potsherds. These are made of clay. You can see it right there. I'm just giving you the illustration. Lots of these potsherds were found in this area. These are royal, seals. Or we are not, whatever this area is, because someone said, well, maybe it's a governor house, some kind of a palace. If it's a palace from the 9th century BC, so meaning they don't want to give credit to David, and David's from the 10th century. Be it as it may, whether it's 10th century BC or 9th century BC, we know we are not dealing with a regular house. We know how people used to live back then. And this is like way bigger. Talking about a roughly kind of crazy estimation, maybe 20 times, 10 times bigger. Okay. The other major finding here in the city of David are this capital. We call it the Proto-Ionic capital. We used to believe that the Greeks invented the capital, the classical one, the Corinthian, the Doric, and the Ionic, until this was found. So they were found over here, well, not just over here, but all over the country. So what we're gonna do, girls, we have to go down. I have two more girls with me. You see the other two super girls? I have the Wonder Girl and the Super Girl with a Jurassic Park t-shirt. So we are going down, guys. So I was saying that the city of David was rediscovered in the 19th century by a European, which we calling explorer. They are not archaeologists yet. They're the forerunners. So ever since then, the city of David has been excavated, and today it is the most excavated site on the planet, and it's still going on. So the area to my right, we're gonna face it in a moment, it's called the area C. Excuse me, I meant to say area G. Okay, you have the burnt room, and also the house of the bullets. He's saying hello to his friend. Guys, we have what is called the stepstone structure. They look like steps. Now, once again, I have to refer to Elat Mazar and her conclusion. She believed that the stepstone structure is actually part of the retaining wall of the palace. Allegedly, King David's palace. Well, as I said, some of her colleagues do not agree. And some believe that it predates David. Some believe this is actually the stronghold of Zion, which is mentioned in the Old Testament. So one of the things that we find over here, guys, is houses from the 6th century BC. I told you that we know how houses were built at that time. We call them the four-room houses. Why would they call four-room houses by archaeologists today? I hear you asking. That is because they have only 4 rooms. Simple as that. So we can appreciate, okay, the steps going up to the 2nd floor. If you can zoom into in your screen, there's a toilet from that time period. Yes, you heard me right. A toilet. We're talking about, guys, the 6th century BC. And these people have a toilet. Once again, these are not regular people. These are people who are connected to whoever is up there, whether it's a governor, whether it's a king. More royal inscriptions were found over here. Organic material, wood, was also furniture, were found over here. And what is interesting is that they analyzed the wood is not from a local tree, meaning it was imported. Let's say it was like the ancient IKEA, so to speak. Well, I know IKEA is not paying to give you any and it's a disclaimer, okay? I do not endorse that company. I just said that's a joke. So guys, we're looking at houses that were here prior to the destruction of the city of David in 586 BCE or BC by the Babylonians. The city was destroyed and burned to the ground, burned down completely. And Jews were taken into exile. That's what they call the major exile, although technically they have already been exiled in the 8th century BC by the Assyria. But we are referring now to Judah and Jerusalem being the capital. All right, guys, so we're going to continue going down. So I just want to pause for a second because you have to take this path. All right, but before that, or if you look at that tower here to my right, I'm just going to turn off a little bit the screen. That tower is roughly, some believe 4th century BC, other 3rd century BC. Some say it's Hasmonean in the 2nd century BC, others say from the time of the Persian. We do not, that's sadly, we do not have a lot of remain from the Persian Empire, okay? But let me show you this model, and we can see the stepstone structure. We have a replica of the 4-room house, okay? If you can actually compare, and let me put them side by side. So we have the model to the left, and we have basically the 4-room houses, okay? And if we can look straight, we see north. To our right, we see the Mount of Olives. So guys, we're gonna continue. I'm just gonna pause, okay? Because I think the girls want something from me.